Oh, it's cold today. Down in southeast London, south of the river. This is quite unusual, but I'm here today because this is Ernest Shackleton's house. He moved in here when he was 10 years old. 10 years old he moved here. They had moved from Ireland, the family. His father was a physician, local physician for the local area. Now you all know Shackleton's story, I hope. He was a polar explorer, took a group to the Antarctic, intending to be the first group to cross the Antarctica. And when he got to Antarctica, the ship was sandwiched in the ice floe. It got crushed and the ship sank. So these men were out on an ice floe with Shackleton as their leader. They were there for 17 months. They went off to Elephant Island and then eventually on to South Georgia to rescue themselves. They didn't wait to be rescued. But Shackleton is quite important because he's in my past I was a head teacher, a headmaster in the past, and we studied Shackleton's leadership techniques in order to make sure that we knew what he did and we knew that we could apply these sort of leadership objectives to our field as well. So things like he always had a clear plan, he always had plan B, and he was able to be flexible to go back and forth between the two. He celebrated small successes. He rooted out discontent quite quickly. And he was a very, very strong leader, and as a result, even though education had nothing to do with that, we looked after them quite quickly. Now, it's quite a great story, Shackleton, but if you look, so he lived here from the time he was 10 years old until he went off to university, so this is quite an important house. Now, we're going to walk on because it's International Women's Day, as you all know, and we're going to walk on with these dogs up here, okay? Shackleton had 39 dogs on his voyage, but they had to eat the dogs because they ran out of food and they were getting sick of eating penguin all the time. Anyhow, come with me. Okay, so we're just going to go around the corner now. We've come down, we've walked from Shackleton's house down to Jews Walk. International Women's Day. We're coming down to see the house of Eleanor Marx, who lives just up the way here, lived just up the way here. Now, Eleanor Marx, can you walk with me? Eleanor Marx was Karl Marx's daughter, and there was quite a gap between her and her sisters. I'm finding it very difficult to twist and walk. Can you walk ahead of me a bit? Thank you. My lovely son's doing this for me today, and that's much better. So Eleanor Marx was the youngest daughter of Karl Marx. He called her Tussie, was his nickname for her, and she was educated at home. She was home educated by her father while he was writing Das Kapital. So while he was writing the most important manifesto of workers' rights in history, he was educating his daughter at home. As a result, workers' rights was deeply embedded in her, very much part of who she was. She went on to become the first socialist feminist, and she also founded the trade union movement and was fundamental in the founding of the Labour Party back in the late Victorian times. And we're just going to come up to her house here in a moment. She lived just around the corner from Shackleton. After Shackleton moved out, his father still stayed there and was the physician, as we talked about earlier. So just as we get to the bottom of this small little hill here, we're going to find Eleanor Marx's house. Now, Eleanor Marx, when she was had a suitor, a man who she was deeply in love with, but eventually she found out that he was secretly married, or he had gotten secretly married, and as a result she was devastated, absolutely devastated. And she was the first person to translate Madame Bovary from French into English, and copying Madame Bovary's death, she committed suicide in 1897 by going up to the chemist, getting chloroform and arsenic or strychnine, and went up to her bedroom upstairs here and killed herself. Now, the maid found her, And in a panic, she ran up the path we just went, literally the road we just ran up, to Shackleton's house, got Shackleton's father to come down and attend to her, but unfortunately, she was already dead. You'll find Eleanor Marx buried in that famous Marx tomb in Highgate Cemetery, which we'll visit on another occasion. Thank you.